Hey, how's it going, folks? My name's Matthew, aka EZBOT. We're back for another live stream. Today we're gonna have a look at the M8 Tracker doing dub techno. Currently in my Discord, I'm having a dub techno compilation, which you're welcome to join. Submissions are due January 15th, and the deadline for dropping off your submission is the end of December. So come and join us. We're doing a dub techno compilation. Should be a good time. I've been trying dub. Look, I have this coffee a little close to me. Sponsor me, Modbang. Yeah, Modbang mug. I've been trying dub techno for years. Trying is the key word here because I'm not an expert at dub techno, but I've been trying it on different devices. So many different devices. I've done it on the Digitact 1 a lot on the Digitact 1. It does a great job. Digitact's excellent for doing it, which is not what we're doing today. Digitact 1, Digitact 2, Digatone 1, Digatone 2, Rhythm, Analog 4, M8 Tracker, OP1 Field, and the OPXY. Yes. Oh, and also the Polyon Tracker. I have tried that genre on all of those devices. And today we're gonna dig further into trying it on the M8 Tracker. So I've done it with a couple of folks where I was doing some lessons on the M8 Tracker, and they're like, I want to make this style of music, and we did some dub techno. And I didn't get to go super far with it because it was just during our session. So I wanted to explore that much deeper today from scratch and kind of just discuss the workflow on the tracker and also explore it myself, because it's not something I would say that I'm like, I don't make dub techno albums, and I don't make dub techno albums on the M8 Tracker, but I would love to, and I would love to get further along into that genre because it's a really fun genre to explore. And so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I already have a couple of demonstrations of what I've done on the M8 Tracker. We can take a look at what's on the table, and what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be clocking the M8 from the Octatrack, which is loaded with the HyperFX template, and which, well, are we going to be clocking it from there? Maybe I have to turn the clock on. Yeah, that would help. Okay, so we're going to be clocking the M8 Tracker from the Octatrack running HyperFX template, which is a bunch of glitchy effects. We're not going to be playing with the effects too much, maybe playing with the filters a little bit. We're not using the Digitact. The Digitact is just here because it's running some other gear submixed into the Digitact, which is running into my Octatrack. So the only reason why that's even exposed on the table. We are going to use the OPXY's synth engines as a polysynth because it's small. And this is what I used to do with the OP1 Field a lot. I used to use the OP1 Field to just be like this really easy to use polysynth that would sit on the table. And, I could unplug it. It had batteries. I could take it into the other room if I wanted, which I wasn't doing very much, but I do with this one quite a bit. And, just get some decent polysynth sounds and then, run it through effects pedals because it's just so small and polyphonic. And that's the big point here is that it was stereo, polyphonic, it's small. I run it into effects pedals and then run that into other gear. And that seemed to be that was something I considered really nice. And, I think the OPXY does an excellent job of being that tool, just like the OP1 Field did. It's got great sounds in it, better sound design potential with the actually having envelopes for filters and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to use that. I have some sounds. This is a patch I made, which I thought about maybe incorporating as a behind the dub techno chord that will be ringing out, and we'll kind of get into that genre. I also really do like to have, I really meant to do this earlier, is I like to have something to reference for myself, because it's just so freaking helpful to listen to other people's music that is really fleshed out and they're extremely experienced with the genre. So yeah, I'm gonna also have that in the background, which I now do. I just got that set up while we were talking about it. And we also have this perspective, which is the perspective that we will be on for most of the stream. And this is the M8 Tracker perspective. And yeah, So I have a lot of cables running into my tracker, almost as many as a tracker can take, which is pretty wild considering how small this thing is. It's got quite a few inputs and does a good job. So right now what I have, as I was saying, we also have to have the M8 Tracker's window exposed on my computer, otherwise it won't track to OBS. But it does now. So as you can see, we're tracking over here. So let's change the tempo. I'm going to bring it down a little bit because that's one of the fun things about Dub is that you can play in lower tempos and it sounds really great. This is something that I made during a lesson that I did on the M8 Tracker. So we're going to kind of recreate this a little bit from scratch as a, you know, I guess consider it a lesson on the M8 Tracker, but really for me to explore with an audience. But I think it does a pretty good job of putting, I don't know, how can I put it? It's that chord. It's this sound right here. This sound, which I'm doing a solo, as you can see on the M8 right now, which you can keep it soloed if I let go there and just listen to it. That chord is an A minor chord that is a sample. And I want to talk about this a little bit too, because to get a really good dub techno chord, like a really good dub techno chord, and FM synths can do this well and without having to go into Ableton, and this is a bit of a conversation piece, really. A good dub techno chord usually has multiple filters that I've noticed, at least the ones that I really like have multiple filters. So we have like our typical just low pass filter with an envelope set to it, doing kind of like a stab. And then after that, you have a modulated bandpass filter, and then you have your dub delay. And I find that if you just do that simple combo, you end up with really great sounding dub chords. And that is what we have right there. But the problem on hardware, not a problem on the Octatrack. I was going to maybe do this stream today just on the Octatrack. Maybe I should have, but there's so many cables and stuff for me to arrange over here. And I really love playing on the M8 Tracker. The problem with trying to recreate those dub chords just in hardware, like a really good modulating movement dub chord, is that on hardware, you don't often get multiple filters for your synthesizer engines. It's just uncommon. The Octatrack offers you multiple filters in a row, so you could have your typical stab if you wanted, and then another filter. But the other way around that problem is to just use a filter on a sampled chord. And that's actually where I think we'll start on the M8 Tracker, is using a filter on a sampled chord. We could even just do what we did here again and kind of go through that process. So if you have a sampled chord, we already have that low pass filter kind of stab sound, and then we can do the modulated bandpass filter, and then we can add the big, huge delays and reverb to kind of like, you know, explode that sound, and then we can build the track around our dub chord. And the dub chord is the most quintessential, iconic part of the dub techno experience, in my opinion. You prefer using, Cooksonia says, I prefer using the M8's FM synth, modulating the feedback on the operators as a low-pass filter vibe. So this is what I was saying. You just said that on the M8's FM synth, and this is what I was saying about FM is good for doing this, because FM synths, and this is interesting, and it's good that you brought that up, and that I brought it up, like that we have the synergy. Something that's interesting about FM synthesis is that, you know, the classic FM synthesizers like the, you know, the DX line and so many others, is that they didn't have filters, but you still were able to achieve sounds that sure sounded like filters. And that's just because, I mean, what a filter is doing is it's removing some of the sound, but you can also remove sound by removing harmonics and removing certain parts of the waveform, I guess would be the way to put it. Essentially just removing how much harmonic content is being generated with your chord. And FM's really great about that because the feedback usually is creating lots of harmonics, and you can modulate that feedback and it kind of sounds like you're opening and closing a chord. So you can totally do it on FM synths. The Digatone does a great job of it. There's a, I don't know the name of the creator, but on, if you check out Look up Dub Techno chords for the Digatone. There is a creator on there who has a video. I think it's got a good amount of views on it too. And they sell a sample pack or a sound pack for the Digatone, which I haven't picked up, but I've considered it because it sounds really good. So shout out to whoever you are. I think some people might know what I'm talking about. It's just a Dub Techno chord pack for the Digatone 1, which I think works on Digatone 2. You should check it out. Sounds really good. I've considered making one myself, but that person's is already so excellent. So, okay, back over to our M8. We're not going to do what Cooksonia says because that is going to take up too much time. That's going to take up too much of my time playing with the FM synth, and FM synths are just too easy to get lost in. So we're not doing that. We're going to start with a sampled chord because it's just easy, and we're trying to do this quickly. You know, I want to make lots of music. Not that I don't want to dive into FM, but yeah. So what's up, everybody in the chat? How's everybody doing? Thanks for hanging out on EZBOT live stream. We are filming this, so maybe we'll turn it into an episode later. Let's start from scratch, shall we? Okay, so we're gonna go to a brand new project on an M8, on the M8, and let's talk about this real quick. I have a template loaded in my M8 Tracker that I wish wasn't there because I don't use any of the template stuff anymore. I guess I do use the 00. Basically what these templates are in the M8 Tracker is it will just start you off with some preloaded stuff. What's really cool about this idea, and I do have multiple mates, and I thought about using this as like my Eurorack or my, I don't know, my sequencer for other pieces of equipment in the room or something, and then having a template on it that just has all the MIDI instruments saved in the M8 Tracker, and it just boots up with them already pre-set up for me, so whatever device I plug into, I just find it, and I was like, that's a pretty cool idea. Haven't gotten around to doing that, but also I found that all I do is sit right here playing with the machines that are on the table right here, so it's not really going to do me any solid favors. But it's a cool idea, and maybe you like that idea, so give it a shot. Matt Chat is live. What's up? Yeah, so the 00s, this is just me making an 8-bar silent chain. That's what the 0 is 8 bars of silence. I just have phrases in here that have nothing. And that's it. But I use these 00s all the time. I don't need to use them right now, so we're not going to do that. I do like to kind of skip down off the top because I find myself like loading my stuff up in the top later. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what we're going to do. So I like to use 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, kind of like I was doing on the OPXY. Let's get the OPXY coming in with the mixer. For people who don't know this, if you have an M8 Tracker and you don't have something plugged in to your input, your stereo input jack, and you have your input set to on in any amount, you'll start getting noise. You'll just get noise. I have lots of projects that have noise in them because I didn't realize that my input was turned on and I didn't have anything plugged in. I was like, where's the noise coming from? That's the culprit. So if you're finding that in your tracker, just go in here and just clear out the input. But we do want to have the input because we want to be able to hear the OPXY, which sounds very good. It really does. It is quirky as shit. It's just really quirky and strange. And it's definitely designed by Teenage Engineering, but it is the closest they've done to something that I think makes sense as a utilitarian music device. It's very buggy. It's very buggy. Maybe wait on it. It's in early access. But it does sound really good. I'm not kidding about that. Definitely impressed with that. Okay, so let's start with this chord. I usually put my chords on track 8, so I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'll put it on 7 because I might put like a pad on 8 later. I just like to have like whatever sound is just like I'm gonna kind of ignore and it just like plays in the background all the time. Track 8 kind of takes care of that usually for me. And I kind of think about this workflow as the same as I did with Digitac 1, the same as I do on the OPXY. First 4 tracks I dedicate to just percussion. The last 4 tracks I dedicate to whatever else it needs to be. Whether it's more percussion, synthesizer sounds, vocals, stuff like that. Last 4 tracks for me are always that way in any 8-track device. It's just done me solids to stick to that format. So I'll load up a new phrase here, put in another new phrase, and let's get another instrument. I don't actually want it on 3. I don't like starting anything in a techno-related genre on the 0, I meant. I don't want to start on the beginning of the sequence. I want my chord to come in a little bit after my kick drum. So I like to throw it on the offbeat here. And we can use instrument 1, it doesn't really matter. Let me go into the sampler and load up a sample. And what I'm looking for is a chord. And this is just a bunch of chords. Like that's a good dub chord right there. It's an FM one. Or no, it's an F minor, never mind. Oh wait, is it? So it looks like the name of the chord is the beginning. I don't really know. Definitely a minor chord, and that's what we want. We're looking for a minor chord. Dub Techno is all minor chords. It's just that don't put any major chords in there. The dub community will come after you. Minor 9s, minor 7s, those are all good. Like, that's a good chord from starting a Dub Techno track. So let's take the C minor 9 and see what we can do with it. It already is, like, fully got its envelope, you know? And let's make a rhythm out of the chord. So we want to find, like, a rhythm that we think sounds cool. I mean, any rhythm sounds good when it's the very first rhythm, right? So it's kind of cheating if we do that. Well, maybe we'll play with it a little bit later. What I want to do is go and we want to grab the bandpass, give it some resonance, otherwise I won't do anything. And that's what we want it to do, but we want it to do with a ton of delay. What? We're there already in 2 seconds. M8 Tracker for the win. This is actually something you can do on your Digitac 2 quite easily. It also offers you bandpass filters, and so does your Digatone. Frankly, and like we were talking about, Cook Sonia was talking about in the chat here, does a great job of that too. But we were talking about the M8 Tracker. This is absolutely one of my favorite music making devices ever made. It rivals, if not beats, some of my Electron boxes that I own. Definitely rivals Digitac for my favorites. So these are my 2 favorites. This thing's so fun. We want to modulate the cutoff. So it does that a lot. So we want a really slow modulation. Let's head over to our mod section, grab one of these LFOs. We could turn these all into LFOs because we really don't need these envelopes. So we could just use mod 1 and just set it to LFO, destination, cutoff, bring the amount down. We don't want it to do too much. And let's just bring that time up. And down at the very bottom of the screen, you can see it tells you just how long the frequency is. How nice is that? Electron would follow suit in that idea. Because I have these magnets that I made for the Electron boxes so that you could actually see or get a reference to what the LFO times turn into. This tells you right here, what is this going to do? It's going to modulate the filter cutoff across the length of 4 phrases, aka 4 bars, right? And it even says 4 and it equals 4 bars. Like, how nice is that? So if I bring it up to 8 phrases, 8 bars, and that's what we're working in is 8 phrases. We could have it go even longer and have it might be more interesting if we did, but let's listen to this real quick. Maybe we want more depth. Yeah. Maybe a little bit too much there. So it also, you know, we got to think about our start point here with the filter cutoff and our resonance. We do have EQs on the mate, so we could EQ this and we could just kind of eliminate some of that really nasty low end that it could make. Go down here and just gain it down. Wait, whoa. Do I want, is there, yeah, a low cut would work, I suppose. Oh, Q. Whoops. No, I want that low cut. Okay. I'm sorry, this section is getting, there we go. I just want to get rid of that, like, the nasty low end here. I don't know, that took me a second to jump around there. Let's give it some reverb, too. Is the EQ modulatable? Yes, the EQ is modulatable in the M8 Tracker. Do you want to modulate the EQ? You don't want to modulate the EQ on the tracker. You might want to step the EQ on the tracker in an FX lane, but you don't want to modulate it because the EQ is not smooth. It's not interpolated, so you'll get what is that? I'm just jumbling my words. You'll get little sounds, bad sounds. Bad kids are bad kids. You don't want those sounds. All right, I want to start off with like a really, like, we'll just leave it like this, just on one phrase for now. We're gonna expand these phrases out. I'm gonna get my kick drum going so we can just have some sort of rhythm, and we'll find a good thumpy tennis ball sounding type kick, because those are my favorites. And a sampler load. And let's go. We're playing with we were in the Electrona Sounds stuff because he does great sample packs. HDTH, do I want this? I think this one has some really good kicks in it. Tech kicks, electro progressive. Maybe that'll have some. Oof! Holy shit! These kicks are awesome. Like, these are good kicks. Anyway, we're gonna filter them. They're super punchy. I don't have my compressor turned on either. I like that one. And I am gonna filter it quite a bit so that it sounds all dubby and tasty for now. It's a pretty tasty kick. I'm gonna give it. I want to be in control of its decay because it seems like it's got a really long tail. Wait a second. Okay. All right, we're gonna start with that. We might modulate. We'll do 4 on the floor for now, and we'll add a little. Let's get some spicy. Not that. We can start with that. Well, it looks like we're done. All right. All we did was we did some really simple stuff. We filtered a really punchy, very tasty kick drum, might I say. And then we added a sampled chord. It's a minor chord. It was a C minor 9. And we modulated that chord. It was sampled so that it had, you know, all of its own envelopes and filtering all pre-done to it. So we could adjust the sound with a bandpass filter, which we've modulated over 8 bars free running. So just does what it does. We could add even more modulation to make it a little bit more interesting and spicy. I'm saying spicy a lot. I guess that's my word right now. To that chord to give it even more random vibe. And maybe we will. But I kind of want to get like maybe just a little bit of a bass line going, or maybe we jump over to the hat. And when I do put the hats down, I'm going to start on 3. So maybe now that I'm just saying it, might as well do it. Instead of using a sampled hat, how about we use one of the synth engines on the macro synth? Because then we can really adjust the hat quite a bit. And, you know, I go to the M8 Tracker Discord quite a bit. And I have a Discord channel for the M8 Tracker in my own Discord, which I also spend most of my time with. But I like to visit the M8 Tracker Discord quite a bit and just kind of see what's going on, what other people are posting. There's so many great artists using the tracker, and just, I mean, the music that people share in the M8 Tracker Discord is off the chain. It's so cool. It's really fun to listen to. But I also like to see what Dirtywave is up to, what Tim is doing. Is there new updates for the tracker? Because often the tracker was just being updated like bam, 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 bam. Then the tracker got to 4.0, and then Tim went off and has been doing other stuff. Recently did another run of M8 trackers. Hopefully you got one. But there hasn't been an update in a while, and I wonder if Tim ever heard this message. If there was anything cool you could add to the M8 tracker, here's something really cool that I think would be awesome. And he kind of already did this with the FM synth because it has drum envelopes, and he added a drum envelopes. But if there was like a physical modeling type synth engine that was just dedicated to making drum sounds, that would be so cool on the Mate. That's actually already what the macro synth does, so it kind of already exists here, but I would love to see Tim's take on it, because Tim's a genius at programming this stuff and coming up with clever ideas. So here's our cymbal. It sounds like trash. Literally sound like right there, it sounds like a fax machine. And that's because this thing needs an envelope. And why I picked this engine instead of using a sampled hi-hat is because I really want to be able to adjust the actual sound of the hat and play with the noise that it can generate, because I want reverb on this hat. I want it to kind of like, I want to play with the sound design here. And it sounds a little weird at the moment. Let's just put in all the classic. Whoops. And now let me do a little sound design. Yeah. I'm hearing a bass line in my head, and let's see if I can program it. We will use, this is one of my favorite things to use. Mikey's here. Mikey 303 is in the chat. I thought I saw that. Right? What's up, Mikey? Mikey made this great preset. It's a 303 preset. I'd like to use it not as a 303, or not to use it as a 303 the way that a lot of people like to use 303s. I mean, by saying I like to use clean sounding 303s just so that I get that Moog sound. Because that's what it sounds like to me. 303s, like if you just leave them clean, they sound like a 303, of course, but they really sound like a Moog. They sound, because they're ladder filter synths, and that's kind of, this does a good job of doing the ladder filter vibe. Originally, the 303 was a 24 dB filter, and then one of the how do I even say it? It ends up being an 18 dB filter in the end, I guess. Sorry, I've not been getting very much sleep, and my vocabulary has been suffering like big time. So, all right, let's find it. Let's find it. I think it's in a pack. Mikey's 303s. Rave pack. So I really love what Mikey did here. We'll use the square wave. We could try it. Yeah, we'll use the square wave. Weird, I've been really into square waves lately. Like that, as if that's a thing. Okay, so now we're gonna play with this. I'm gonna geek out on this bass line for a little bit. I want to hear the music for a second though. Yeah, baby brain. That's what happened to me. Oh, maybe it's just this in my head? I guess I'm using a C minor chord. Do we want to play in C major or A minor? I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No one cares. Do I care that I play in A minor? And that I don't see any sharps on the board? Like, does it matter? I don't know. Sometimes your ego thinks it matters, I think. You know, you're like, I always play in this because it's hardware and it's just easier just to do the thing that's fastest instead of going to a different key. All I have to do to change it is go over here and offset this chord. The only problem, and that's actually kind of a cool thing, is that you can mess with some of the fidelity of the chord by doing that, because it's a sample, and if we adjust its speed that it plays back, it won't sound as crisp as it originally did. But if you lower the speed, or lower the pitch, it doesn't matter as much, because it just slows down the sample, which doesn't reduce the fidelity, really, I guess, in the long run. But it is just so much easier to think when everything is in the same keyboard perspective, is the best way I could put it. Let's put a kill on that. We can either use a kill or, where am I going? We can use a kill and offset how long we want that to play for. That's too... And since there's no release, I think, yeah, there's no release, so it's just like, it's killing the sound immediately. There we go. We add a little bit of release and we don't get that transient anymore. That's something to look into when you use kill commands. It's kind of cool. Let's throw a slide on there. Oh no, we want the slide here. Maybe we'll put a slide here too. Yeah. Why am I still getting that transient on that one? You struggle most with the transitions in trackers? That's the thing the trackers do the best. That's what I love about the tracker, is that you can transition, because you can literally write the transition into the sequence. The thing about it though is that the amount of time it takes for you to write a transition into the sequence it's a lot. I mean, it takes a long time to program something good on a tracker. This bass line can't repeat like this, and I think maybe I want to lower the cutoff. I want to have some silence. Let's clone it. We'll get rid of this note. Oh, it's like put in. That's where it is. We just go like that. You can use that 5 again. So I'm digging this. I think I can copy this and kind of just like let this be the thing for now. We got 8 bars. We got our bass line. We got our chord, which needs to do something more interesting here, I think. A little bit later on in the sequence. And so what I just did here, why it's looping, like we have a 8-bar phrase, and this is on the 5th bar of what will be 8 bars, and I have it looping in just 16 notes across all the tracks at the same time. The way I did that is Shift, Option, highlight your whole selection, and then Shift Play, and it will just play the segment that you have highlighted. So I can go across all my tracks holding Option, and I can go in and adjust them all at the same time in the same moment in time. This is how you build those transitions that you were talking about, Calderwood. This is that moment where it all makes sense. So you just go like right at that, right at that last bar. You don't gotta wait for it to go 8 bars to get here. You just go there. Dig Attack 2 and Digatone 2 can both do that now. It's one of the new features and why they're exceptional devices like the M8 Tracker. Yeah, that's actually sick. Okay. Let's go ahead and save our project. We'll call it, I don't know what we'll call it. God damn it. I call everything when I'm working on the genre, I just call it the genre, I guess, but somebody want to give me a name? We can hit the random button. Lovely Shoe. Massive Vakora. My last name is Pakora, so that was pretty close. Cyber Mode? No way. Lavishera. That sounds kind of dubby. Wonder where that word came from. We're at 120, which does work for dub, but we can go less. I haven't even clocked it, that's why. I got the performance mixer. I thought I had hyper effects in here, but it's the performance mixer. Which is much more appropriate for this genre. How convenient. I want to hear like something going on. 4 hat sounds. That'll go on 4, I think. I suppose we should hear how this sounds with a clap. I want like something really wide and stereo for my clap. So let's go here and just funny. Okay. I was like, where's that sound coming from? It's the OPXY, of course. We will use a sample for the clap because it's just, I don't really like the sound of synthesized ones, I guess. I want it to be really stereo. Also audition them. It's nice. Wait. It's got like a weird... Get out of here. Is the clap too big? Kind of like that. Okay, I kind of want to hear what it would sound like. Let's put the 0 in here for now. I kind of want to hear what it would sound like if we copied selection. If we took this and we'd go here and we clone. Do I want to clone or deep clone? Shit, let's do it again. We'll deep clone. Whoops. Deep clone. Shouldn't be too much cloning that it's doing. I actually, when I work on the tracker and I finish my tracks, usually I run out of phrases. Like, there's 120 something phrases, I forget, but I often run out of phrases when I'm like getting towards the end of a track, and then I'm like having to go in and try and consolidate. I don't know if other people run into that problem. That's might be a Matt problem. We're gonna clone this as well, and I just want to hear how it would sound if we, if we went over to, if we opened up these instruments. Like this kick is got a bunch of filtering on it. I want to hear how it sounds if we have the whole track kind of be filtered, then we transition over to like something a lot punchier. How would that sound? So this kick is going to be opened up. It's a really punchy kick. Might not be right for dub at all. I can actually EQ off some of that. Actually use a boost. I don't know where though. There, but not that much. Okay, so we have this version. Maybe we have it so like, maybe this is right next to it, and then, I don't know, how do we do it? I do like this idea though. Oh. I'm cloning it. Oh, maybe we'll play this one in reverse. Oh no, it can't play in reverse. It's a synth. It's a cool opportunity to do something with the bass line. Instrument mod. Nice. Okay. And then like we switch this hat to being a different sound, I think. So like this will be like our part A intro. And then And we'll get punchy with it. We'll switch that hat up to being something that's not so ride sounding. It sounds very like, or it sounds like open hat too much, or ridey. Very ride sound. Maybe we'll just clone it and mess with this. And there's a phrase in here, I think. No, there's not. Okay. Whoa. A reverb. So what's cool about the mate is that when you want to modulate something in your step sequencer, the last command that you press edit on will immediately it'll present itself within the effects row. So it'll remember that. So it's got the color here. So now I can adjust the color in the sequencer. Which is really nice for designing something more interesting with our drum pattern. Honestly, you can't even hear it. There we go. Oh, I like it. Maybe I just want that to be the main pattern. Let's play with this OPXY a little bit. We got sound going on the mate. This is the patch I made on the OPXY. We may sample it into the XY. Okay, this doesn't look pretty, but it is pretty, even though it doesn't look like it. C minor chord. Try another one. Definitely not that. Pads. I want a pad. That sounds cool. I want to have something get sidechained in the main. A pad that gets sidechained. Oh yeah. That's a good sound for the background. What is it, sample? Of course it is. I wish I could see the playhead move. That'd be cool. Sample takes forever to start. Is it just like 100% wet? What's going on here? No. It's not even going into a reverb. Okay, let's get this. Let's put a bunch of reverb on it. Where's it? Oh, whoops. All right, back to M8 Tracker land. This is going to be in 0, 0. We're going to sample this and sampler, and we're going to go to record. We'll record as long as we need to record for. What is this sample? It's out of control. It does sound 100% wet, right? All right. Yeah. Where's the arm set to? I guess we want it. M8 Tracker is a stereo sampler. How much do you love that? Needs to be EQ'd. You can hear it's very resonant. Parts of it. Here's where we start. Crop. Bam. There should be like a way to fade out. If I fade out, and Mikey would know this. I actually haven't used the fade out before. This should fade out this selection, right? Heck yeah, it does. Save. Okay. We call this Ethereum. Ethereal. Invest in Ethereum. FPAD. Thing. FPAD. Yeet, yeet. Save. Save to directory? I don't think so. God damn it. I hit the wrong. Damn. That just went in this directory. Did not mean to do that. Why is that above that? Why is that above that? I don't like that. Recordings. Yeah. Save to recordings. Okay, that's where I want that saved. I'll delete the other one later. Okay, now we can throw this. That's super cool already. What we need to do is put a bunch of zeros behind it so it just plays. And we'll sidechain it to the kick. make it hold for at least a step. Like some like super resonant part. Let's find it. Okay, so now if we were to like actually turn this into like a track, make some space, we could go here and here. And let's do some zeros for now, just to listen to it. Check this out. And then check this out too. So sick. This is why I love this thing. Like, we just took these arrangements. We get to look at the whole arrangement like we do on a computer. And, but way more approachable than the computer and more fun because it's like playing on a Game Boy as opposed to sitting at the gigantic screen over there. But like that turned out really good. Like, this is a decent intro. I think we need to use these tracks for something. I like want to hear like a really stereo, like arpeggio type thing, something in the back. Do I have a groove on 606? I don't have anything on 606. I don't have anything on track 6. If that's what you're asking. I don't have anything on track 4 or track 6. I have 2 tracks available. So this is my workflow on the Mate, is that I work. It's a similar workflow that I do on the Digitact. So on the Digitact 2, whatever, on Electron boxes, when my workflow is typically, write out the best pattern you possibly can on pattern 1, whatever, when you're starting your project. Sometimes it's the chorus, sometimes it's the verse. You don't really know. You're kind of like, you're sitting down, you're just jamming, and then you find out later. It's a retrospective kind of relationship that you have with music when you write music, I think. But on the Mate, it's a little bit different because of the way it presents all the phrases, and because of all the modulation options, or the modulation with the arrangement, the way you can modulate your arrangement, or I don't know what I'm saying here, but the way that you can, I guess it is, the way you can modulate moments in your music, in your arrangement, make it feel a lot more like working on a song in your computer. And that is what I'm saying. So it is modulate the arrangement. As opposed to on like the Digitact and the Electron workflow, which is much more of a performance-oriented perspective with your music making, where you have all the knobs available to you, you have lots and lots of buttons and lots of menus to go through on the device itself, where you can just jump to it very quickly and do adjustments. That's different. You don't have, the tracker's not like that. And even if you set up a MIDI controller to control the different things that you want to control on the tracker, it's not going to be relative. Like, it's going to be absolute adjustments, and that kind of, that's not ideal. It's just not ideal for modulating stuff. So what you end up having to do is you have to get fast on your tracker and go actually into your instruments and do it by hand. And I think that works out the best, but depending on the MIDI controller you use, you can set up the MIDI controller so it's ready to go where you need it to go, but it will snap to whatever. Anyway, going back to what I was saying before about the arrangement. On like the dig attack arrangements, I write out the best pattern I can, I duplicate the pattern, I start making adjustments, so on and so forth. On that tracker, I will like write a whole nother section, or I'll have a thought in mind that I want to achieve a goal, and I'll write that goal already. Like, I'll write a new section, and then with the tracker, I'll use the arranger to get me to that spot. And that's different on like the Electron workflow, because on it, I write a new pattern, and I have to manually mute, unmute, use filters, use the controls, and I have to drive myself to that location live on the box, which is a different experience. On the tracker, I arrange myself to that location, and because of that, I end up writing much more complex sounding arrangements where there's like intricate drum fills that are paired with bass lines that are paired with like reverse, chord stabs and like cool noise sweeps, all that built right into the music, as opposed to on Electron, I'm doing a lot of stuff with the performance templates. I'm like doing filter cutoffs. I'm opening a filter over here. I'm doing this. It's just a more interactive live experience for me versus what I do on the tracker. But I love the way that I arrange my music on the tracker, and I find that the way that I'm arranging things here, it turns out better to my ear sometimes than the way that I'm arranging things in this perspective. And that's just because I'm able to achieve these bigger musical goals in the arrangement itself. I'm sorry if that didn't make sense. That was a difficult thing for me to say, but I hope it came across in the end. Is Matt wearing a WMD shirt? I am. William Matheson. Wait, everything's backwards because I'm looking at the computer. William Matheson Devices. What would Matt do? Would Matt do? Not much. No sound from here? I mean, I want like something. Something to like lead up at the end there. Maybe we wouldn't have the clap there yet? Or just the kick and clap? Maybe we just put the clap here? That's kind of cool. Yeah, kind of throws me for a loop, honestly, actually. That kind of like messes with your head. Let's get back there. thought I just... Why is there a delay on that kick? Oh my god. Octatrack. What did I just adjust? It's so fun that right when it bounces into this. Make this longer. Alright, let's have a listen to it. Little Octatrack magic. I definitely want to hear something lead into that. More drums. Maybe we use a sample again. And let's load in. Wait, what's in voice? Nothing we want to listen to. Where did that even come from?
You don't know I am.
I guess I recorded it.
You don't know I am.
Can you believe it, guys? Christmas.
Funny enough, it is almost Christmas. Is it still Dub Techno if we throw in a vocal sample? That was intense. Pretty loud, too. What if that's all it did? You don't know. And then it goes here. And then we just do an off. What if we went right here and we repitch it? Just on this phrase. Yeah. Is something with the bass line not matching anymore? Is it this note? What did I do for that other note? Damn it. Where was it? No, we don't want that. Is it a G? Like a G5. Like a G5. I want to hear how this sounds. Bear with me. All right, let's hear our song so far. Aux track doing some magic. Maybe the clap shouldn't be there in the beginning. Doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel quite right. But it gets real tasty right here. So, it's not hitting hard enough for me. This part does, I think. It could be thicker. Yeah, you might be right. looping turned out really cool. Let's move that over here. So let's go like this, and we can put those off, and then put this here. Put this back here, and nope. We could keep that 3. Put the 3 here. Let's do some panning, shall we? We haven't done any panning. I do prefer to have the hats be a little panned. Oh, I just discovered I'm wearing my headphones backwards. You know what's cool is that after we finish this, I can bounce the stems into Bitwig and then master it, or rearrange it. Needs a little noise sweep right there, I think. Maybe we'll start the noise sweep here. Let it run up through there. 23 phrases. Get out of here. No way. No way. Filtered noise. Damn it. What is it? D3? That's what it said, right? Yes! Freaking awesome. M8 is the best. Okay. And we'll put a kill here. Maybe I should talk through what I just did here, because this is probably one of the more complicated things I just did. I like to have this end inside the next track. Wait. Okay, let me talk about this, because this is what makes the M8 so special. This is what I was trying to explain this earlier, and I was just like, blah, you know, I was just having trouble getting the words out about comparing songwriting with the M8 versus songwriting on Electron boxes. One of the things that you can do is use this little rep thing I just did, where I have the cutoff reduced on this step, a relative adjustment to the cutoff so we can't hear the noise. And then I have a repeat command, which is going to repeat this. It's going to add cutoff +4 per step. And then repeat 2 says stop it at value of 211. Value of 211 is the value I have inside here. So when we're not listening to it through this step, if we're just listening in here, that's what we want to get it to. And this is what it will bring it to that. This is what will bring it to that value, is repeat until it achieves the value. And I used D3 because that's what the cutoff value is inside the synthesizer. This is awesome. This is what makes the workflow on the M8 so good for, it's just like working on Ableton or Bitwig, where you just, you know, set an automation lane and you bring it up to the original value. Except for this is actually a little bit easier, to be honest. You just kind of copy and paste a number, a letter and a number. So this is the combo. Sick. Okay, here's our intro so far. I mean, it still needs some more work, but we're definitely getting there. Okay, there's this little kick pattern that I do right at the end here that I really like. I'm gonna borrow it, but use the filtered cutoff kick. So we're gonna jump over to this phrase, and maybe we could even use it here. Where was it? Was it right at the end? Why did that sound so weird for a second? Anyway. That wasn't very cool. Oh shit, I put that in all the zeros. That doesn't, the transition between this and this needs something. Maybe I could do something with this chord and just like kill the sound. No, what am I doing? There's nothing. I didn't mean to do that. Chord is here. Yeah. Maybe we could like send this pitch down. No, we could do it with a bend or something. Maybe that sounds weird. Bend the note. All right, let me hear it. Still needs more energy here. do like what I did there, though. I have to go back to this pattern now because I did something in the other one that I liked. This bass line needs to... I do like that better. Go away, go away. You need to put the stab in the background, Matt? We can listen to this, how that might sound. I haven't even gone into the mixing section yet. Should we hear how this sounds with a analog compressor on it? Playing with the compressor now. I can't see. Let's see how it sounds when it gets into a little bit later in the track. Now we're compressing it with the new Chase Bliss Clean, which is a stereo analog compressor in a tiny little box. I have the clock running. Well, I tried Harry, Hi-Fi. I did what you said. I checked it out. I don't mind backseat producing on this channel. This is a community channel, I like to think of. Do I like that? Oh, I know what I meant. Like, clap should have a delay on it because that's just so dub techno. Such a dub techno thing to do. Kick might be too punchy for the second part. Let's try another one. These are EDM kicks. I might explain why. Let's maybe do some techno kicks. It's pretty spicy. Alright, let's turn off the compressor because it's like... Whoa. Oh, keep it off. There we go. Alright, none of these kicks are what I want. Let's go to a different... Those techno kicks are sick. They really are. Oh wait, I don't need to filter it anymore. Hold on. If I'm switching kicks. Turn off that EQ too. Tennis ball kick, that's what I was after. Alright, I want to hear that really. Wait. Let me listen to this transition really quick. I want that. I want this phrase, 25, again, right here. Well, I just want to steal. From C down, copy. And I think that's a, yeah, it's a duplicate. So we could even put in the new kick here and see what happens. Oh, no, that's not right. I didn't realize that goes into the other kick. Doing that to myself, lowering my seat. think if we do the big change up, like we've been doing, we got to change out the clap too. So I think we need to change this to a new instrument. So let's go clone it. Should be an easy switch. Hear from the beginning again. Still something there. I'm gonna figure it out, but lots of potential for a breakdown. So we could literally use this phrase, copy it, put it here, and then we make a copy and just kind of change it around and then take the track somewhere else, but use that as the bed of the next transition. So like we actually drop from here. We'll just skip over to this real quick. Drop down to this, but start at a new element, something new and spicy, as I like to say, to this new section, and then go back into the groove with like a shaker or something. And then go back into... I wonder if I should do that here. Oh, actually, that gives me a good idea. So what if we go... Let's just delete this. What if we go like this? We go here. We go copy, we paste it, move this here. Then was that the right spot? Oh, wait, let's just here. go. Let's see if it worked. Where's the vocal pad? Oh, why did that not come in? Why did my vocal sample not play? Why did that first one, why did that not play? What did I do here? Oh, kill 07. Ha! You son of a gun. Okay, so we need to I knew there was something. Clone this. Damn it, we need to clone this. Then clone this. Get rid of this. Okay, now let's listen to it. So we go from here. Super sneaky. Those confounded kills. Yeah, that does work. That is real nice. Oh my god, we did it. Hold on a sec. I want to hear what happens if we hyper effects the crap out of this. Then I want to talk about the hyper effects template for a second, and then I'm gonna let you go. Hyper effects 1.0.4. So as some of you may know, if you follow any of the work that I do on Patreon or on the Octatrack, I release a lot of performance effects templates for the Octatrack to process all of our gear and bring everything together. And one of those templates is called the Hyper Effects template. It uses live resampling and beat repeats, delays, time stretch as effects, and it turned out really good, and I love it to death. And I'm going to do a tutorial on how you can build it from scratch yourself, and so that you don't have to subscribe to my Patreon, or you don't have to buy the template from Coffee or whatever, and you can just build it yourself. And I think enabling you to do that is a good idea. However, you can support me on Patreon if you want to just download it and have it all done and have 64 effects. I updated it recently. I added a second version of the template that lets you load a song, like load any sample you want into track 5, and it processes it through the effects on the Octatrack, through all of like these crazy like. So it allows you to process like a song. So you could take a song that you've finished, a full song, you could DJ directly from track 5. Just load songs into it. This was brought up by Blake's because he was doing this with the template. And then you can, Blake's, there he is. You can just process your other tracks. So if you're performing a show, you can use all your gear and then just load one of your songs from other pieces of equipment or other songs from your DAW or whatever that you've made. Bring them here onto your Octatrack, and you can play them at your shows as well through the Hyper Effects template, which will kind of make it sound like it was, you know, with all of your other gear in the first place. I have a bunch of templates that do stuff like this, but I made a version of it for the Hyper Effects template, so you could do this. Check it out. totally insane. I love it. So I updated the template to have that version on there so that you can throw tracks in there. That's not what we did. We were playing the M8 here. But I also updated Performance Mixer 3.0.4, the 4-bar and the 8-bar template, but mostly the 4-bar template, just to make it really easy. And that's what we were playing with earlier that had all the pre-built noise sweeps and riser effects in it. It's all just automated for you based on the tempo of the Octatrack. So you just sync everything up, hit play, and play with effects. Anyway, it's cool. I mean, it's not a very dub techno thing to do this. But sounds good to me. Like, it still sounds dope. Anyway. All right, my friends, that's going to be it for me. It's been 2 hours, and these are 2-hour streams. My name is Matthew, aka EZBOT, and this has been a live stream. If you'd like to support this channel, you can visit patreon.com/EZBOT, where you can get all sorts of rewards that I've made and put on my Patreon, including like 10 or 12 performance templates for the Octatrack, all including 64 effects and different various types of workflows and different features per template, as well as sample packs that I've made for different devices, sample chains, sound packs for Digitact, and some other stuff. It's full of tasty rewards. If you'd like to do that, you can visit patreon.com, and that supports the channel directly. Also, you could just like the stream or leave a comment or do whatever you want. That also helps support the channel. Or tell your friends, your parents or something about it. Talk to your dog about me. That'd be cool. There's lots of shows coming up. We got 2 shows. We have a New Year's Eve Modbang show coming up. I don't have a poster to share with you yet, but I need to get that over to the 4Bs where that show is taking off. And there's another show in Portland as well, which I do have the poster for, but I forgot to put it on here. Damn. We'll do that in the next stream. We do this every week. If you like these streams, you like watching live music production and discussing different types of hardware, electronic music, this is the spot, the EZBOT channel. And this is what we do. We do it every week, sometimes twice a week. It's fun. There's also live shows that we put on here in Seattle and in Portland, and they're live hardware exclusively. So you see lots of Octatracks, Digitacts, M8 Trackers, Roland gear, Polyam Tracker, all sorts of stuff like that you find at those shows. If you're into that kind of stuff, come on down, check it out. Pay attention to the Discord announcements channel and my YouTube channel, and you'll see those events. And come show up and hang out and talk and be part of the community. It's a really great place. There'll be a link to join my Discord. It's free and public. You're welcome to come and join and hang out and join us with the Dub Techno compilation. I wrote a Dub Techno track, or the beginning of a Dub Techno track here today, and maybe this will be the one that I submit to the compilation. I don't know. I've made like 5 different ones so far, but they're a lot of fun to make. I'm really enjoying the genre. So please join me in the compilation. It's a good time. That being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Have a great time. Have a great day or whatever.